I moved into Webster House after coming out of the shelter system. A new neighborhood, no friends, just my own room and door that locked. Around the corner on 165th Street, close to where it meets Webster Avenue, I found an astounding mural. I met the guy who painted it. Turned out he was an amazing artist named Jack Cooperman. This guy was my neighbor, and he showed me pictures of his paintings. A nice person and an amazing artist. Okay, maybe Jack isn't the next Rembrandt, but he is incredibly talented.
Thank you to the Latino community for blasting their reggaeton.
But I can see you, and okay. So anyway, we were talking. You were raised in basically Brooklyn.
The house was called Wolf's Corner, and it was located on Beach 42nd Street and Atlantic Avenue in C8 off the ocean. And it was a multiple dwelling, and I lived on the ground floor, and I had 3 art studios in the house.
And how come that no longer exists?
We sold the house in 1990, and eventually Russian immigrants bought the house and burnt it down for insurance money. That's true.
Well, that's certainly colorful. And your paintings, mainly the wall, which we'll take a look at in a little bit, that's all the names of the cats, neighborhood cats, and other cats that you feed.
Right.
And you have a sponsor now?
I have a sponsor named Patricia Zukowski and Mark Zukowski, who live in Narragansett, Rhode Island. They're in the process of moving to Florida. And I met her on the internet, and she took a liking as to what I do with the cat habitat compound. So I have an automatic feeding system from Chewy.com. And basically, she sponsors or pays for the cat food to help me support feeding the cats.
And you feed them over by the mural and in your office here in the beautiful parking lot in
Paradise parking lot.
Paradise parking lot. Your office is kind of like living in LaGuardia too.
Yeah, a lot of planes flying above here every few minutes. I don't feed the cats by the mural anymore on 165th Street because a neighbor called the sanitation department and reported that I was creating a health hazard. So the truck came and physically removed the cat houses and threw them in the garbage.
Well, that's a bummer. How did you feel about that?
I was upset that the neighbors took a dim view of these mini houses that I set up for the cats to live in. But I understand that I guess they didn't like it near their dwelling because maybe they felt that with the food there, it was bringing rodents to the area. They're attracted to the food. Well, there's maybe 5 or 6 people in the community that also feed cats in different locations. And it's an amateur thing. They're not professionals. We're not paid. And it's just something nice to be done for the community, for these animals that are lost in society and nobody cared about. So there's a few of us that extend our lives to make sure these cats have a good, nutritious meal and can survive.
So back to your paintings. At the end of the day, what do you want to be known for? Jack the Catman or Jack the Painter or?
Jack the Artist. It's what I've done for 46 years. I dedicated my life to painting. People know me as an artist in Florida and New York. And it was the essence of my life. You know, it was the spark that lit me up. And basically, that was something that was important to me and that people identified with me, that I was a painter.
And what do you use what kind of medium do you use?
I use basically acrylics. that is supplied by the Odyssey House art program. And I've painted in acrylics my whole life.
And your paintings are primarily available to be seen at locations, Odyssey House locations?
Paintings are hanging in Florida and New York. And I have like 30 paintings hanging in the Odyssey House residence program in the Bronx and Manhattan and on Rikers Island. If somebody wanted to commission me for a painting, that we could do on a private level. I've had a few over the years, but like I said, most of my life wasn't working in the art field.
It was the cosmetics industry.
Cosmetics and beauty supply, substitute teaching in South Florida. I worked in the vitamin and supplement field, and I decorated windows in Manhattan, showcase windows for the beauty supply industry.
Any stores that anyone would have heard of, or are they just...
It's the Love Health and Beauty Aid stores, and also Richmond Way stores, which are located on Long Island on the South Shore.
On a day like today, would you rather be sitting in your office feeding the cats or painting?
I guess painting. It's the majority of what I do, and it's what people know me for, and it's more productive and creative than outside feeding the cats. Simple as that.
What is the passion that drives your art?
I think it was basically these nightmares I had as a child. I had the same dream for 3 years in a row, and the dream encompassed monsters and creatures and demons, and from that spawned my interest in the supernatural, fantasy, and that was the foundation level of where I came to paint surrealism and creatures that live in the dark. I was growing up in the 1960s in Brooklyn. I was really interested and drawn to horror movies, chiller theater, creature features, and as a child I had a great interest in the horror genre, vampires, werewolves, Frankenstein.
Do you believe in them?
No, it's obviously, it's a cinematic thing created by Hollywood. But as a kid, I really enjoyed the subject matter and that type of thing. Totally.
You still follow that?
I love to watch horror movies. It's what interests me. I find it fascinating. I love creature design. And it's just something that I like rather than watching a boring love story.
We became more than neighbors, we became friends. So don't belittle or wave off your neighbors. You never know what genius you might discover or friend you might make, next door or at arm's length.